Hi, my name is Maria with the Sage Group at Leading Edge.
And I'm Megan Hines, also with the Sage Group at Leading Edge. And we're here to talk to you about the weather in northern Alabama, specifically this area, Huntsville and Madison, and the surrounding areas, right?
Yes.
So Maria is from here. So
I
you
am.
have,
Yep.
yeah.
Born and raised.
And I moved here 10 years ago.
Okay.
So we probably both have different perspectives on the weather, but we're experiencing the same weather.
Yes.
Now, I came from the West Coast where we didn't have seasons really.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just sort of, it just gradually gets a little colder and then it gets a little warmer. Things look mostly the same all year round.
Yeah. I feel like that's kind of how it is here too, though.
Oh, no.
No?
No.
See, that's funny. Like, you think that it's different, but that's how I feel like our weather is, so that's interesting.
Yeah, well, because, we have fall leaves here. Very
Yes,
intensely.
Yes.
And,
we do.
I get that summer and winter are drastically different. But I feel like fall exists here. And I feel
For a
like
short time,
yeah, it's short.
Yeah,
fall and
it's short.
spring are short seasons.
Yes. Like, if you want to see the leaves falling, you've got to get there in a very specific time frame, because then it's just, like the color changing and everything like that. You have, like, a few short weeks.
Yeah, but I think that's how fall is. Like, is there?
I feel like it should last longer.
It would be nice, but I don't know. I think it doesn't.
Like, it should last longer. Like, you don't have that time to, really go out and enjoy it.
Fall is the most beautiful time of the year.
It is.
Here.
It is.
The colors are amazing, and the weather. You go from summer, which is I don't love that.
Blazing hot,
Yeah.
humid.
Yeah, that's
miserable.
that is probably my least favorite part of living in Alabama.
Yeah.
Although some people love it, and
Yeah.
summer nights are gorgeous
Yes.
and sexy and amazing.
Yes.
But we do have some scary weather here, right?
We do.
We have straight line winds that can get really high, and we have the dreaded tornado.
Yeah. I feel like the winds here lately have been much worse than I remember growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when I was younger, I just don't remember the winds being as crazy as they have been here lately. Other than, like, when Katrina came through down south, we got the wind from that. But here, like, this past year or two, I'm like, where's all this wind coming from?
Have I told you about my Ford Flex that I used to have?
No. What is that? What?
It's gone. A tree fell on it.
No.
Yeah. It was during one of the windstorms. And in my other video, I've talked about, one of the things that you have to worry about here is water on your home.
Yeah.
And the soil got saturated and the wind blew over a tree right on top of my Ford Flex. Insurance covered it.
Well, that's good.
So don't worry, I have a vehicle. But yes, we have tornadoes and we have winds. And you can protect yourself from both of those things.
Oh,
don't park your car under a tree in a windstorm like I did. And for tornadoes, you need to have a safe spot in your home.
Yes.
So tell me about growing up with tornadoes. I didn't grow up with tornadoes. So I think that people who move here are always like a lot more cautious than the locals who are like, it's just winds.
Well,
it's cool.
What's funny is when we were younger, we used to go to the overpasses. And that's a big no-no. And I'm like, why were we doing this? I remember distinctly getting in the car with my brothers, and we would drive miles away to an overpass right there at Research Park. Research in Oakwood.
It's really
and I was
cool
like,
looking.
Now that I'm older, I'm like, why were we doing that? That is the worst spot to go.
Yeah, because you were just like taking pictures and looking at it.
No, we're just hanging out under the little breeze there. And
why? Why would you?
I don't know what the reasoning was for it. Why we were doing that? That was supposed to be our. That was supposed to be our safe place. That's what's funny.
Wait, your safe place was under an overpass, not.
Yes.
Oh dear.
Yes. And I'm like, now being older, I'm like,
I have lots of questions. Were there other people?
Yes. So there were tons of people. So everybody would kind of park their cars, and then we would walk up to where how. With the overpass, you've got the little brick that kind of goes up, so we would get in that area up there. But like that, if a tornado came through, that's the worst spot to be. Like that's. Is
this like a public service announcements would tell you to do this, or this was just something you guys came up with?
I don't understand why we were doing it. Like, I have no idea whose idea.
Terrible.
No. And the worst part, it was miles. Like, we were driving miles away. I remember this.
And
like,
so you're
once
in the
or
car,
twice.
and the tornado is like close, and you're like driving to. And life is weird. Yeah, I don't. Well, don't do that.
Yeah, that's a no-no. Definitely find a place in the center of your home, no windows. There a lot of homes now have storm shelters.
Yes.
And things like that. And then if you don't feel safe, a lot of churches have storm shelters. Like there's one
Mm-hmm.
by me. You know, I've gone to a few times.
There are
Be
options
prepared
for
that
you.
it is packed in there. So no
Yeah.
animals, things like that. So that's kind of those things you got to think about. But I mean, really, I'm born and raised here. The worst tornado I've been through is 2011, April 2011.
Mm-hmm.
That was the absolute worst. But I haven't lived through anything like that since then. So it's not like, yes, we do get tornadoes a lot, but I don't feel like it's as bad as some people might think it is.
I think it's like that for any kind of weather phenomenon that you live with.
Yeah.
You get used to it and you take precautions. The other thing
Yeah.
that you do here is you have days where you're very weather aware.
Yes.
So we all have apps on our phone
Mhm.
and we're all paying attention to the local news. So
Yes.
if weather is happening, you have to be aware of it. If you're just, not paying attention and you get caught in a tornado, that can be extremely
Yeah.
dangerous. So
Yeah, not good.
that's what I tell people when they're
Yeah.
like, are there tornadoes? I'm like, absolutely there
Yes.
are. You can buy a storm shelter and have it installed
Mhm.
if you are looking at a house, you absolutely love it, but you're like, I just do not feel safe.
Mhm.
That's an option. And last time I priced them, I think between $8,000 and $15,000, probably most storm shelters. And I can get the details on that also if that's something that you're interested in. But yeah, you can protect yourself. I
Yes.
come from California where we have earthquakes.
Mm.
And I see she's horrified of earthquakes.
No.
I find tornadoes much more scary. And the reason is because if an earthquake gets you, it's not your fault. It's earthquake. It just the earth came and opened and swallowed you. But
Yeah.
if a tornado
That's horrible.
if a tornado gets you, it's because you didn't pay attention to the weather and you were just goofing off. So not only are you injured or dead, but everyone's judging you.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, teach their own.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Is there anything else that you think people really need to know about in terms of the weather here in this area?
I think that pretty much covers it.
Yeah, we do get a lot of rain. Like
Yes.
a lot.
Well, in the winter.
Mhm.
In the winter, we get tons of rain. Like.
And southern rain, I would say, is different. If you're from other parts of the country,
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in Oregon and then lived in California, and the rain there is like this kind of like gray, drizzly, moody little thing. The rain here wants to punch you in the face. It is like boom! I'm southern rain.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
It's hard. It's lovely, really, but
Yeah.
it's a much different thing.
It's very intense. Yes.
Yeah,
it
it's
can,
intense.
It can get a little crazy.
Torrential would be a word I
Yes.
would use.
Yes. So we do have areas of flooding because of that.
Yeah.
So.
Yes.
Nothing crazy. That I've really come across myself.
I think
You know.
that there's good drainage in the soil here
Yeah,
because there's
it
a lot
is.
of limestone.
Yeah.
So we have
It's
flooding,
that
but it's
clay
not.
and everything. So.
You don't usually hear about the kinds of flooding that you get like in Texas where it washes away a house.
Yeah,
It's just
no.
things are wet and it's
Yeah.
obnoxious.
Yeah, and it's just annoying.
Yeah.
Puddles.
Yeah.
So get your rain boots.
Yeah. I think that covers it for me for weather.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to
Yeah.
add?
No, I think that's good. I think we got it all.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Bye.